Welcome back, guys. Today is December the 22nd and that is Dongzhi Festival over in China. So that's another, I bet most of you haven't heard of that, have you? I hadn't before I looked it up. But it's another winter solstice thing that's observed over in China and a few other Asian countries. And it's all about, it's a festival where they eat glutinous rice dumplings, and it's kind of all about seeing off the shortest daylight day of the year and kind of observing the passing of winter and looking forward to warmer, better times. It's also a time of reuniting family, and the eating of these rice dumplings that are cooked in broth is kind of to fortify the body against the cold and look forward to the coming summer. So I like that one. I like a little bit of optimism and positivity, looking forward to better times. Also think it's good that they observe the solstices and the equinoxes out there more than we tend to in the West. It's kind of a little factoid for us, but we don't really make a big deal of it, do we? So, nearly saw that. Label away. Let's get some in the glass. So what are we looking for now? What would be good? I think another English whiskey would be good. We've had one. That Manzanilla cask from the Lakes distillery, which was okay. It was a bit odd. I'd like a better English whiskey, because there is some. But is it in the calendar? Is it today's dram? It's going to look really suspicious if it is. It's another oaky one, to show you the colour of that. I would guess, from just the first sniff, I would guess that there's been some pretty raw, perhaps virgin oak gone into that, from the colour and from that first very oaky oak spice sniff. Oaky, oak spice, little gingery, slightly grassy, possibly a bourbon. Have we had any bourbons yet? We haven't, have we? Could be bourbons in there. A little bit peppery, a little bit of a slightly spicy licorice root note. But reasonably simple, smells reasonably young, spicy, oaky. Let's see how it tastes. Spicy, oaky, grassy, licorice, perhaps some rye. Getting that grassy, slightly lemony, grassy rye spice note. It doesn't smell overly young. I think it is a young whiskey, but it's not immature. It's not got that starchy kind of youthful note, or there's no harshness or immaturity or big ethanol sort of acetone notes that you get from really young stuff. It's not like that. Slightly floral in that oak spice. Decent enough though. I think there's a slight haze to it as well. It's not, well, it's fairly clear now I'm looking at it. I'm just looking at my monitor, looking at the labels, what you can see through that. And it is reasonably clear, but there is a slight haze. There have been clearer whiskies in the Advent calendar. So what about presentation? It looks like it might be non-chill filtered or lightly filtered. ABV? I think it's stronger than 43. I'm going to say 45 to 46. Possibly American, possibly rye, although possibly a world whiskey that's been stuffed into a very, very active cask. I think the result is pretty good. I mean, looking at what else we've had, just looking at the list of other drams that we've had so far this year. So it's better than the Woodsman. Better than Tullamore. Obviously not as good as Deanston or the Spice King or Tamdhu. It's going to be a midfielder one, I think. Probably slightly better than the Teeling, perhaps. Something like that. So I think I actually like the oak spice in this. It's better than your average young oak heavy whiskey. It shows some quality. Although saying that, heavily oaked whiskey is not really my thing, but it works better than it does in a lot of heavily oaked whiskies. What have we got then? Danish whiskey, and a blended Danish whiskey. So this is from Stauning. So hello Renee, Jacob at Sourleg Whiskey Reviews. This is I think it's the first time I've actually had Danish whiskey, and it is 46%, and it's Stauning KAOS. I assume that's how they're intending people to pronounce that. So yeah, I think that's a good one. Very good effort from you guys over in Denmark. I have been meaning to get round to trying some good Danish whiskey for a long time. I've asked Renee for some recommendations a few times, but it is kind of hard to get over here in the UK. The stuff that Renee recommended, I haven't really been able to find anywhere to get it. Stauning is much more available. I think it's, from what I gather, it's not the most highly regarded of the Danish distilleries, but I think they're making pretty good stuff if this is representative of what they make. So it'll be interesting to see if there is any rye in this, because I did pick up some notes that I thought might be rye, but I think it's really all... It's a youngish, well-made whiskey in some very active oak. Very good effort though, and if it's reasonably affordable, I'll definitely buy a bottle of that. So let me know what you think of Danish whiskey in the comments if you have had any. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.
Oh,